Well, Tuesday evening saw quite the crazy game at the Memorial Stadium in the EFL Trophy as Bristol Rovers drew 4-4 with Tottenham Hotspur's under-21s before a penalty shootout meant that Bristol Rovers gained an extra point by winning it. At one stage they were 3-0 down, where Bristol Rovers certainly not a great start to the game for them, but they fought their way back into it. They got to 3-2 and then Tottenham Hotspur scored another goal, made it 4-2 before then Bristol Rovers got it back to 4-4 to earn the penalty shootout, which of course they won. EFL Trophy rules state that if there is a draw in normal time of the group stage of this competition, then a penalty shootout does take place, with the victor of the shootout gaining an extra point in the group. So of course 1 point apiece for the draw, but then Bristol Rovers actually won the penalty shootout, meaning that they earned 2 points from the fixture. So quite crazy, quite unbelievable, it's fair to say. What a game, but I think it's fair to say also that Bristol Rovers will not have been happy. Certainly Darrell Clark, John Stead, Rhys Carr will not have been happy with their side's start to the game, going 3-0 down so early on during the fixture, but they will take a lot from the encouragement gained from coming back into the game, getting themselves into it, 3-2, but then of course conceding another goal, going to 4-2, but then again having that determination to get back into the game and then scoring another 2 to make it 4-4. So that's what they'll take from the game. Of course, lots to be concerned about by the start they made, but also lots to be encouraged about by the way they were able to fight their way back into proceedings. So let's hear now from one of the assistant head coaches, Rhys Carr, who did make clear that the Bristol Rovers can't afford to start games like that and in that fashion, going 3-0 down so early on. But he also made clear that they will take a lot from the fact that they were able to get themselves back into the game, facing such adversity in the situation that they were in. And of course, to still have that composure to then go on and win a penalty shootout also says a lot about the direction that they are travelling in. But let's hear now from Rhys Carr after the full-time whistle.
Yeah, my immediate reaction is really disappointed with the first half in particular. We have to start games of football miles better than that. We know that. And we have to show that as well. To take some positives from it, a little bit of character to get back into the game. You know, Fabrizio coming off the bench and getting his first couple of goals. There's a couple of positives to spin from that. But we can't start games of football like that, as open as that. So we're disappointed, and that needs to be addressed, and we'll look to put that right.
Yeah, you mentioned those 15 minutes there. That the first 15 minutes, there's no other word than disappointing for that. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it other than that. You know, we're with the players. We'll work with the players. We'll try and make the players better. That's our job. That's our job as coaches, to get the team organised and to make the players better. So we'll get to work on doing that, so that can't happen again.
And in the second half, was that performance much more improved in your eyes?
You see the intensity in the game. You saw the energy went up. You saw that the spaces were a bit smaller. Yes, we tweaked things a little bit tactically, but there was definitely more energy out there in the second half as well. You know, and they did grab the game by the scruff of the neck a little bit. So you know, you should probably be in a little bit more of a positive frame of mind than what I am and what we are at the moment. But yeah, you know, if we were going to spin a positive, the reaction to going down was good.
And Fabrizio coming off the bench for his first 2 goals. They're 2 fine finishes, weren't they?
Yeah, really good. You know, he works on it in training. It's tough. You know, he's a young lad. He's come to a new country, meeting new people. It's very, very different. But when he gets on the pitch, it's 2 goals at one end and a ball in the middle. So yeah, to see his energy, not only, you know, his finishes, but his pressing, the way that he's working for the team as well. Yeah, that was really positive.
We mentioned the disappointing start, but to go from 3 goals down to 4-4, that is definitely something you can take.
Yeah, you know, it is absolutely. I think as coaches, you know, our job is to try and make players and teams better. So we always sometimes look at things a little bit, you know, could this be better? Could that be better? And we always do even better ifs when we do our analysis. You know, the previous 2 games, 2 clean sheets. We're still talking about things that we can do better defensively. So as coaches, we're always looking at that. But yeah, like you say, a poor start, but a good ending in the end.
And a couple of fine penalty saves from Brad Young as well. That must help his confidence going forward.
Yeah, you know, and he's a great character. He works hard. He works really hard with bits. Him and Luca always pushing each other. So yeah, it was good to see him get that moment. I'm sure he might want 1 or 2 back in the game, but you know, he's a real strong character. Brad spoke to him just before the shootout there, and those shootouts, you know, they're designed for moments to become a hero, and Brad did with that save at the end.